Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are talking about items we find in a raid. Now, I realize that with all the stuff going on, loads of people have to be home, and I realize that maybe some people decide to pick up Tarkov, and that's why this week I am going to focus on guides for beginners mostly. We will have some raid episodes as well, but these kinds of guides have been requested by newer people, and I hope I can help you guys understand Tarkov a little bit. So today's goal is showing you which items should you actually pick up in a raid, and if you find them, which should you sell and which you should keep. Now that's a very complicated story in Tarkov, because not everything is as simple as, that's worth so much, so I just sell it and then I have the money. Some items have to be found in raid for certain quests, and some items are just really hard to find, but aren't actually that expensive when you buy them on the flea market. And they don't have to be found in raid, so you can just buy them off the flea market and then hand them in for the quests. So we're going to go through a couple of spreadsheets. I'm going to link them in the description as well, so that you guys have an idea which items should you actually keep and which items you could just bugger off. Alright, so here we are as an example. This is one of the quests I have. Find in raid 3 Terror Group Labs access keycards. If it says find in raid, you need to find an item in a raid, and if it says find, it doesn't matter. Then you can just buy it off the flea market. But the find in raid part is the important part. Now, if you look at, for example, this item, no one knows why. It doesn't actually show found in raid on dog tags, even though you find them in a raid. So just keep that in mind. But the difference between these two items is the horse has this little marker. It means item found in raid. This is how you can see if you find an item in raid, and you can actually hand them in for a quest as an item that is found in raid. But one thing to keep in mind, everything you make in your hideout also counts. Alright, first things first. Let's talk about the items you need to find in a raid. I'm going to show you the spreadsheet, like over there. Never pointed like that. Now I know where to point. There is where you can see it. The items found in raid, actually very simple. If you find one of these items, you keep them until you have enough of the items to hand all of it in. So let's say you're on the top left corner, it says you need 10 masks. You can find these easily off killing scavs. Just keep them until you have enough. That's as simple as that. Now, I just realized this, but if you guys want me to make a guide on where to find all these items, because this is just a guide on how to know which items you should keep and which items you should you're able to sell. If you want me to go over every single item in this list and tell you where to get it and stuff like that, I would be happy to do so. Let me know in the comment section down below if you want that. So this is the most important part. You need to have all the items that you have to find in raid for a certain quest as soon as possible. And when I started playing, I must have found 20 fuel conditioners, and I sold them because they were like 80,000 rubles each, and I was like, oh, that's good money. And then when I got to the quest where you have to find in raid 4 of them, you have to hand them in, I did not find any fuel conditioners while actively trying to look for them for about 2 weeks, and I was stuck on that quest. So just keep that in mind. Another very good tool to use here is this other little thing I'll put up there now, which is a complete list of all the items you need. Now, some of these items you don't actually have to find in raid, but I would still recommend going over this list and keeping them. And I understand that it will take some time for you guys to remember all of these items, but trust me, it's definitely worth it. Everything except all the guns you need for mechanic, I would say, are 100% worth keeping if you find them. Now, the most important thing, some of you guys, is which items should you keep on a money run? This is like the be all and end all list for money runners. So one thing that's not true in this list is that this metal fuel container on the bottom right corner is only worth anywhere between 1,000 and 4,000 rubles per slot, because it's worth 80,000 for 6 slots. So it should be in the C category. But other than that, this is quite accurate. One thing I want to tell you right off the bat is something like a hand drill. Hand drill's worth like 30k, something 30 to 40k, but it takes up 6 slots. While something like a CPU fan, you guys might be like, I'm not picking up CPU fans from computers or whatever, but per slot, it's worth much more. So this is something you really need to keep in mind. The value per slot is what you should be looking at, not the value per item. Sometimes it's better to drop a very expensive item, let's say a battery, for 6 screw nuts, or 3 screw nuts and 3 soap, or 3 soap and 3 duct tape, just because per slot, worth more. That's what you are after. If you're doing a loot run, you want to find as much money as you can. Plus, nowadays we have to keep in mind as well that some items are very heavy. If you look at something like a tank battery, yes, it's in the A category. It weighs 40 kilograms. So are you really going to get out of that raid being overweight like that? Just something to consider. This was just a very short little guide. I basically just wanted to give you all this information, all these spreadsheets, so you guys could go over them. This is something I cannot teach you as much as you can teach yourself. I can point you in the right direction, give you the tools, but you will have to go over these little spreadsheets yourself, and you will have to be disciplined enough, you know, to keep all the items you need when you find them in a raid. Because it's very easy to find 2 fuel containers or whatever. Or let's say you find 2 fuel conditioners, even easier. Because that's 180k right there. You're like, then I can buy a nice weapon and let's just sell it for now. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I hope this helps you guys. Again, if you want me to go over where to find every single item you can find in raid, and you have to find in raid for a quest, just let me know in the comment section down below. I'll be happy to do it. I hope this helped you guys. If you did like the video, leave a like on it. If it helped you in any way and you want to get a notification for future reference, future videos, then make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Eddie, out.